that this is the end. Have you ever woken up, yet you felt like you could no longer understand where the world was going? Have you ever imagined how the things of this world seem to be so beautiful, yet some walk in darkness every time they wake up? Have you ever taken your time to stare at that beautiful flower that is germinating right behind your house? Have you ever been so wowed by the creation of God that you just couldn't take your eyes off what you see? We lack the value for the things that matter the most. We place very little value on the things that we think matter little. Close your eyes and walk a mile, and you realize the disasters that befall you without that light of this. What will this world be for us if you lack the foresight, or if you lack the quality of a very good eye? Hello, have you ever tried to close your eyes and imagine what your life would be if you were blind? Hello? Have you ever been so captivated by that ocean breeze that you see? Have you ever thought about how much it will cost you if you could no longer see what is before you? Value. I say value. Value every light, every color, everything that you see, because without these eyes that we have, we will be meaningless and useless in this life. Have you ever wondered why this is the most delicate part of your whole body? There's that saying that says that the eyes are the window to the soul. And without the eye, what happens? Be careful with that eye.
Hello, viewers. You are welcome once again to our time with the youth. It's always an exciting time. This is a time that we learn. If you remember, last week we learned about depression. Father Anthony Afriye took us through a number of things that we need to look out for so long as depression is concerned. If there is somebody beside you, around you, and you notice certain changes which is consistent over a period of more than 2 weeks, then you should begin to ask further questions. I hope you remember that. And he also indicated that we need to pay particular attention and provide support. The social support is extremely important for people who are passing through any kind of difficulty. So if the sadness continues for more than 2 weeks, then we could be suspecting the issue of depression. This evening, we are very happy, very lucky to be talking about our eyes. My name is John Jaisey, and I am going to host this program. So this evening we are going to talk about our eyes. We are going to see what exactly happens to us when we expose our eyes too much to the computer screen, to your tablets, to your mobile phones, to your laptops, etc., etc. We are going to unpack all the learnings. We are going to delve deep and then learn a few things that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. And to help us do this is none other but Dr. Matilda Adda. She is an optometrist and a public health practitioner. She works at the Achimota Hospital and also the Total Vision Eye Care. Viewers, let us welcome Dr. Matilda Adda. All right, doctor, you are welcome.
Thank you.
This is time with the youth, and we are very happy to have you with us. Today we are looking at computer vision syndrome. Such a big word. Computer vision syndrome. Okay, so in a nutshell, from the layman's understanding, what is computer vision syndrome?
Okay, thank you for the question. All right, so computer vision syndrome, which is also referred to as digital stress, is a group of eye or visual problems, or is the term that is used to describe a group of eye or visual problems that are developed after prolonged use of a digital screen. And these screens include personal computers, our e-readers, our tablets, and now our phones, which we are not able to do without. So in a nutshell, that's computer vision syndrome.
Okay. Prolonged use. So how do you define the prolongedness of the screen, of using the screen?
All right. So studies have not been able to tell us how long is long.
Okay.
Because different individuals have different thresholds. Different individuals have different underlying problems.
Okay.
And, you know, so we are not able to tell how long is long for a particular person.
Okay.
Yes, but there are, maybe we'll talk about that when we come along.
Okay.
Yes, so.
All right. So it is relative, viewers, it is relative. How long is relative? So we just need to be moderate. Okay, so how does one get to know that he or she is suffering from computer vision syndrome? What are the symptoms? What are the signs that one is suffering from this condition?
Okay. So the symptoms would range from eye strain, headaches,
Wow.
eye pain, redness of the eye, irritation, itchiness, head and neck pain, and a whole other unspecific symptoms. Yes.
Okay.
But most of the time, eye pain, headaches, irritation, itchy eyes, neck pain, and yeah, the like.
So sometimes when your eye is itching and it's also red, red, where the eye becomes red, you know, maybe after you work in the office for a while, you know, and maybe there is some extra work that you have to do, so then, you know, your eye becomes red and sometimes it's itchy, so you have to be sort of scratching it and all. Is that also one of the symptoms?
Yeah, so it could be one of the symptoms of computer vision syndrome. I mean, it could also be as a result of allergy.
Okay.
Yes. But then you would know when you use you realize that sometimes when you go to the office after some time, you realize you have these unspecific symptoms, headaches and all that. And then we also say that staying on the computer for 2 hours without break predisposes you to computer vision syndrome. But the truth is that, and that's why I said the prolonged is relative. I mean, we need to be practical. These days, our lives center around the computer. If I say don't use the computer for more than 3 hours, 4 hours, I mean, that's not practical.
Yeah.
So that's why we say, I mean, the prolonged is relative.
Okay.
But I mean, I think we'll get to the point where we can, you know, advise the time breaks and all that. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Adda. So we are learning something this evening about how we should expose ourselves to the computer, to your mobile phones, to your tablets. Now, Doc, let me ask you this. These days, we see a lot of parents giving their phones to the very, very little ones. And when they are not allowed to have it, they cry and cry and cry. Do children also suffer from computer vision syndrome?
These days, and I mean, readings will tell you that usually at first, computer vision syndrome used to be for those who would go to the office and just use the computer to work. But these days, society has, you know, taken a turn in such a way that even the younger ones are being exposed to these digital screens. So yes, children are also at risk of having computer vision syndrome, because they're also they're even using it longer than us.
Okay.
You know.
Wow. What about the television? Does it also expose us to this kind of condition?
Okay, so there is a distinction between the television and the, you know, risk of the, you know, when you're talking about the computer vision syndrome, because we wouldn't typically read text from a television.
Okay.
Also, when we are watching the television, we are at, I mean, a comfortable distance.
Away.
Yes.
Okay.
But you realize that for these digital screens, and that's where the problem comes in.
Okay.
If we were using it at a proper distance with a minimal amount of time, then we would not be worried. But now we are, you know, the thing is stuck in our face for long periods of time, and that's where the risk, you know, comes in. Yes.
Okay. So what do you say to parents whose children would insist on getting so close to the television whilst everybody, you know, probably sitting in the hall watching, but these children would like to go so close? Is it okay once they are not exposed to computer vision syndrome?
So that's a good question. Once your child is getting close to the television, it tells you that the child is not seeing well. The child is probably not seeing well, and that's one way that we are able to tell that children have vision problems. Because if the child were seeing well, he wouldn't move too close to the television. And so that's a telltale sign. So every parent whose child has the tendency of moving close to the television should be, I'm advising such a parent to take their kids to the hospital for a checkup so that early intervention, would be done to help the child. Yes.
Wow. That is very informative.
Yeah.
So parents who are watching, please, this is a very important sign that you should look out for when your child is getting too close to the television. It's not just because they are stubborn or you just shut them down that get back. No, it is because there's a problem. A lot of the times we take these things for granted.
Yes.
The children get closer, we just tell them that, your eye would spoil, so come back. And a lot of the times we will not take any other, action. So thank you so much for this piece of information. Very, very, very useful. Okay, so if I don't know, what exactly causes this situation, this syndrome? What causes it?
Okay, so we come back to...
Is it light? Is it I don't know, rays? What causes it?
Okay, so there are certain factors that would cause computer vision syndrome. Then we come back to prolonged use of the computer.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, glare also causes computer vision syndrome. Glare. You know glare?
No.
Like, when you're in a room and you open the curtains and maybe you are staring on a computer screen or on a screen, and then the light rays from outside shines on the computer, you realize that it's blurred.
Okay.
Yes, that's glare.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, that's glare. And then poor lighting systems, in your workspace, also causes computer vision syndrome.
Wow.
But one of the most important factors that would cause computer vision syndrome is an uncorrected eye problem. I must say that's the most important. So if you have an uncorrected eye condition, then your symptoms are even going to be more pronounced because already you have a problem that is not corrected.
Okay.
So it means you are going to even suffer more when it comes to these computer vision syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah, we also have when your computer or your screen is not at an appropriate distance. So sometimes the screen is too close or too far away from you, and so it causes you to strain your eye so much, and that could also cause computer vision syndrome. Also, when you have conditions like what we call dry eye, that also could cause computer vision syndrome. And then another important one is blinking less. Normally when we are not fixated on the computer screen or in a normal, space, we would blink about 18 times in a minute.
Whoa.
Yes. But when you are fixated on the screen so much and you are focused, the brain's so fixated, focused, and you forget to blink.
Okay.
And sometimes the blinking during such times is up to like 1/3. And so instead of blinking like 18 times in a minute, you are blinking like 6 times.
Okay.
And that causes dryness,
Okay.
and that could also lead to computer vision syndrome. Another is improper sitting posture. Yeah, that's also very important. So office ergonomics, if it's not proper, that could also predispose you to computer vision syndrome. I think those are some of the main causes. And then there is also, on the computer, the text on the computer itself is not as clear as when you're reading from a book.
Okay.
So contrast is a problem. When you're reading from the screen, the edges are not so sharp. It's called pixels. It has to do with the physics and all that.
Okay.
So it's not as clear as or it's not as easy as when you're reading from a book. And so when we are using the computer, our eyes are taxed more. We need to put in more effort to be able to read and focus.
Okay.
And that also predisposes us to computer vision syndrome. Yes.
Wow.
If I remember another, I'll tell you.
Wow. See how Doc is unpacking the learnings. Unpacking the learnings. So those of you who like staying in dark rooms and you think that, but Doc, let me ask this. The screen itself is bright. So what has the lightning in the room got to do? Because I can see my screen. It's bright enough, I can read. So that should be enough. Or shouldn't it?
Yeah, but there are, it has to do with light physics and all that.
Okay.
You know, the fact that you can see doesn't mean it's okay.
Okay.
Because you task
The eye
your
more.
brain, your eye more.
Okay.
And that's, you know, we call it the focusing ability and all that. It really puts a lot of stress and strain on you. So you need to
Wow.
make sure the lightning is right, you've reduced glare, you know,
Okay.
everything is on point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is very interesting. So staying in dark rooms,
Yeah,
you know, it's a no area for you. So my brothers and sisters who are watching, university students, you like to stay in the room, you not put on the light, you think it's all okay, please. By the time you start working, you are already suffering with, you know, a lot of eye problems. And you also said untreated eye conditions. Okay,
Yes.
so a lot of the times we really don't even know that we have any eye condition, let alone, you know, go and get it treated.
Yeah.
What do you say to such a situation? Because if I don't know I have an eye problem, now computer vision syndrome has also come in. Then it makes my case double jeopardy.
Yes, that's very true. Double jeopardy indeed, yeah. Yeah, so let me also take this opportunity. I mean, generally,
Yeah.
it's advised, and in the Western parts, it's normal.
Okay.
It's advised that at least everyone has an eye check once in 2 years, at least. Just go to your
Okay.
eye doctor. Just have a routine eye check. If everything is fine, you know everything is fine. Because the truth is, a lot of the eye problems would not show any signs or symptoms. And some of these problems are not even computer vision, so some of them are more serious, more blinding, you know, blinding conditions.
Okay.
You will not see any sign or symptom. So it's very imperative, and especially now that we've been hit with COVID, our life is the screen, our life is the computer, you know.
yeah.
So it's even it's very important. The onus is on us that at least we go to our eye doctors, have an eye check. Don't wait till there is a problem before you go.
Okay.
Because most of the times, especially that, you know, we develop coping mechanisms.
Okay.
And even with the eye, sometimes you can't see well, but the brain is very powerful. It's able to go around and you can manage to see. Sometimes we are straining unconsciously. You have people who have headaches every day, people who have, sometimes it's just unspecific. Sometimes you work up to a point and you're like, basa, you don't really know what, you know. So please, let's if we don't take anything away, let's try to have an eye checkup once in 2 years, and after you are 40, at least once a year. Yeah, let's just do that for ourselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This evening is wonderful. This evening is wonderful. So please, the learning points, have an eye checkup at least every 2 years if you are under 40. And if you hit 40 and going, please, once every year. A lot of us don't know that we have eye problems. So please, the only way to find out is go to the hospital, go to the eye clinic, get it checked. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me just check
Okay,
something. I
please.
think I left some. Yeah, so there are also those of us who are already wearing corrective lenses. So we think, I mean, we are fine. We already have our lenses on. So, I mean, we've corrected our underlying problems. But sometimes, if you haven't gone for your regular eye checkup, your lenses may not be optimum. You know, after some time, you have to change your lenses and all that. And so if you are not using the right lenses, you are also predisposed to these computer vision syndrome. Yes. And then even when we turn 40, or sometimes the lenses, there are special lenses for computer. So maybe you were given a lens maybe just for reading or just for sight. Maybe that lens particularly is not well adapted for your computer. You may need something separate. Your doctor may do something, in addition to make your lenses proper, like right for the computer. Yes. So even if you have lenses on and you've not had your eye check for more than a year or so, you should go and to your doctor to find out that the lenses you are using. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So my next question is not exactly about computer vision syndrome, but when we were children, or when we were a bit younger, so wearing lens, depending on how you were brought up, some see it as status, others see it as fashion, and all that, and then also I want you to tell us about the sunglasses. A lot of the time we wear it, yes, just for the fashion, but does it really have any medical advantages?
Okay, so I think I will take the status one first.
Okay.
And that's very true. That's a myth that we should break, yes.
Okay.
So, and it's even still there, it's so surprising. People bring their kids to the hospital and you realize that the child can't see well. A simple pair of glasses could change the child's output, and the parents would be like, oh, share glasses. They, or apart from the fact that it's attributed to status, even sometimes they are like, oh, children don't wear glasses. It's for the but everybody can have an eye problem. Everybody. It doesn't matter whether you are poor, whether you are rich, but maybe in those days it's because it's probably maybe those in the high income, maybe
a lot of the lawyers were the ones who used to wear glasses, so
maybe they they probably understood a bit and could afford to take their children to have those tests and all that. But these days eye care is very accessible.
Yes,
formerly it wasn't, but now it's when you go to any hospital, you can have your eyes checked. So please, glasses are for everybody. If you need it, you need it. I mean, you don't need to deny yourself of something that could probably even change your life. I know a doctor who let me just chip that in. So when she was in school, she's like a big specialist now. She says when she was in school, she realized she couldn't see at all. She could not see. She was virtually blind, and then she kept on complaining to her parents. But her parents, how can a child have an eye problem? And it still happens in our society. So they took her to the hospital, and then they realized she had what we call myopia. She couldn't see things that were far. And when they gave her the glasses, she was fine. And now, she's a very brilliant specialist. Maybe, and of course, even not maybe, without the glasses, she couldn't have achieved her potential, because she wouldn't have seen anything that the teachers would write on the board. So please, I'm happy you brought this up, because it's very passionate to me. Please, when our children or anybody in the society, when they need glasses, and let's be supportive. A lot of the times people tease people too, let's be supportive. Let's be supportive. Let's be accommodating.
I remember when I saw Father General's first time he was wearing glasses, I said, so for years and he can't see well.
But anyway, when in your crowd with the glasses,
that is just on the lighter side. All right. What about the sunglasses?
Yes. So the sunglasses, So the sunglasses protect us from the UV rays. You know that the UV rays can be harmful to the skin and even to the eye. It could cause some cancer or whatever. So the sunglasses are very important. You realize that our brothers and sisters from the West, when they come in, they don't play with their sunglasses. They protect their eyes. But then you should make sure you are going for the right sunglasses. Because a lot of the sunglasses on the market, on the street, they are just dark. There's nothing in there.
No, take your time. This point is very important, because a lot of us fall victims to that. I didn't know we needed to. No, so is it a matter of going to the eye clinic to get a sunglasses, or what is it about? Because we just pick it along the street side and then we are good to go.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not just for fashion and you want to reap the benefits of the sunglasses, you want it to protect your eyes and all that, it's important you go to a recognized, eye clinic, eye center, because a lot of the ones on
that is very interesting.
Yeah, they are just dark. So, you'd feel that you are not feeling the sensation of the sun on your eye. But then there's nothing in there. There is no UV protection. There is nothing. And even again, some people have reported that when they wear those sunglasses, they have problems. Sometimes the material that are used to make those sunglasses and all that may not, sometimes there are certain, I think I've made my
No, let's put it blankly.
Yeah.
There are fake ones.
Yes.
So what it
a lot
is
of
that
fake ones.
some people just cut pieces of glass and put it in a frame. Once it is dark,
And probably color it.
sunglass. Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
let's make
So
sure we are getting the right.
we are hearing it right here on the time with the youth. Please don't just pick up a sunglass by the roadside. You may actually not be protecting your eye, but if you want a sunglass, please get it from a proper, a proper eye care, whatever,
eye clinic.
outfit or whatever. So please, don't just pick up a sunglass. If you don't take anything away from this program this evening, please take the sunglasses. So all the ones that we all have, please, let's put them aside. It is good for us, but there should be something in it that is good for your eye, that is protecting your eye from the ultraviolet rays. So please get a proper sunglasses. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Adda. We are learning a lot. All right, so let's go to prevention. How do we prevent this syndrome?
Okay, thank you. Yes. So the first prevention tip I would like to mention is to have any underlying eye condition treated.
Okay.
And you can only do that if you go to your eye care practitioner.
Okay.
Yes. So, that's the basic one. Yes, if you have an eye issue, have it sorted out. There's simple things that we can also do.
Okay.
And so maybe when you do all those simple things and you still experience the syndrome, then you also know that it's very important to go and see your doctor.
Okay.
The first thing that we recommend or is recommended is what we call the 20-20-20 rule.
Okay.
So what's the 20-20-20 rule? When you are using your computer, we advise that, or your computer, your screen, everything, we advise that at least consciously every 20 minutes take a 20-second break and look 20 feet away. That's very easy.
Interesting.
That's very easy.
20-20-20.
Yes, so that's very easy. I think if you don't remember anything at all, just remember the 20-20 rule, and that could do a lot of wonders and magic for you.
But how practical is that? Sometimes you're thinking and you are writing and you are typing, and
so
when you take your eyes off, you may lose your trail of thought.
Make a conscious effort. A conscious effort. It's just looking away, because when we are fixated, we are accommodating and we are locking in the muscles.
Okay.
It's not a joke.
Okay.
You are locking in the muscles. So take every 20 minutes. Just look away.
Wow.
For 20 seconds. And that's the first, that's a very easy prevention tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing also is that when you're using your computer for, because people would spend about 5, 6 hours, 7, 8 hours on the computer. Every 2 hours, do that for yourself. Take every 2 hours, take a 15-minute break.
Okay.
Just stretch your arms, look away, stretch your, your legs and all that. It's good. It does wonders for the eye.
Okay.
And remember, I said computer vision syndrome can also cause head and neck, yes.
Pain, yeah.
So at least when you do those exercises, you can just take a little walk. You can even walk around your office, you know, go get some water to drink, just walk around. That also helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing also is you make sure that your lighting system is on point. Also reduce glare. And I think I've spoken about glare already.
Yes.
So if there's so much glare coming onto your computer, sometimes you can position the screen in such a way that the glare is not so much.
Okay.
Yeah. Also make sure that you have a proper chair to be sitting on in the office. That's the ergonomics. So the chair most of the time should be padded and should take the shape of the body.
Okay.
Make sure you are upright. Don't slouch in the chair. Like, you know, when the computer is not placed at the proper distance, you realize that sometimes you can't see and you have to move close to the computer. You have to tilt your, you know, head in such a way. Once you realize you are doing that, I mean, you need to put things in place. You also make sure that the height of the chair is adjusted in such a way that your feet lies flat on the floor.
Wow.
I think that's so, you know, those are very simple things. I think we have a picture on the screen.
Okay.
Yes. So you realize that in the first picture, the gentleman is slouching, the angle and all that, yes. But in the second, which is the proper way, you realize that he's sitting upright.
Okay.
Also, your screen should be a bit lower than the eye.
Okay.
So it should be placed at an angle of about 15 to 20 degrees.
Okay.
It shouldn't, you know, maybe at the same level or lower. It shouldn't be higher so that you are lifting your head up.
Okay.
Yes. Also, the screen ideally should be at a distance of about 50 to 70 centimeters.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And then, yes. And then if you realize that you can't control the glare, because sometimes, I mean, there's not much you can do. If you realize you can't control the glare, then it's time that you need a screen filter on your computer.
A screen filter.
Yes.
Okay.
Anti-glare filter. There is also, you can also adjust your contrast and all that, you know, on the computer screen.
Yes,
you can increase the font, you know, you can do all those things to make you comfortable. There's also one thing you can do. Yes, and after you do all that and you still realize that you are having all these, you know, eye pain and all that, it tells you that you have to pay a visit to your doctor.
Okay.
Yes, we are able to prescribe some kind of anti-glare lenses, or we call it, even now, which is new technology, we call something blue block or blue cut lenses, which would, you know, relax you when you are using the computer and, you know, ease or prevent you from developing computer vision syndrome. So let me just say, it's not only when you have an eye problem or you can't see well that you may need to use glasses. Sometimes when, you know, you are experiencing these computer vision syndrome and it's disturbing your productivity so much, we would give you the anti-glare lenses or the blue cut lenses, and that would ease you and make you very comfortable.
So can I take you back to the blinking? So what is the use of blinking to the eye?
All right, so why
do we have to blink so many times?
When we blink, the eye is lubricated. When we blink, there is a tear film that comes over the eye. So anytime you blink, it's like your eye is lubricated. Yes, and so if you are not blinking, then it means that's what leads to the irritation and the dry eye. Sometimes someone will tell you, oh, I feel like there's sand on my eye. There is gritty sensation, you know. And so we are also able to help you with teardrops sometimes if you know you need that. Yes. So the blinking is actually very crucial.
All right. So viewers, we are learning something beautiful this evening. Computer vision syndrome. It could be more dire than you think. Please don't take your eye for granted. Okay, Doc, Are there future consequences of this syndrome?
Okay. Okay. So let me even address the immediate consequence before I move to the future. Computer vision syndrome has been found to reduce productivity a lot. A lot. Because, I mean, now about 90% of people are using the computer for their work.
Yeah.
And imagine you are doing your work, you have headaches, eye pain, all that. It reduces productivity a lot. So you are not able to give your best. You are not able to give off your best. You are not the best of yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, it also exacerbates existing problems. So immediately it reduces your productivity, and it gives you other eye problems, like, you know, your dry eyes and all that. So those are the immediate consequences of the computer vision syndrome. Now, studies are saying that because of the blue light and the blue light that our eyes are exposed to, it is possible that we may develop in the long term. But you know, the advent of computers and all that is not so, it's still a recent thing. So studies are still ongoing. But some studies have proved that it can predispose you to what we call age-related macular degeneration. Computer vision syndrome.
Wow.
Yes.
And
so the light from the computers and all that, yes, can predispose us to age-related macular degeneration in the future. Okay, let me just explain that.
Yes, please. The way I was looking at you.
So the macula is the part of our eye that is responsible for seeing fine things, like reading and all that, seeing properly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the macula is on the retina of our eye.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, we've done small figures. The retina is the part that makes you see well, and the macula is that small part that makes you even appreciate text, little things very well.
Okay.
And degeneration is, you know,
yeah, it begins to spoil.
So age-related macular degeneration just means that, you know, your macula begins to go off, and that would mean, you know, you will not be able to see well. Yes. So that may be, you know, one of the probable effects of computer vision syndrome.
But can it lead to total blindness?
No, no.
Okay.
No.
But to the extent that it can the existing conditions can be made worse.
Yes.
To that extent, it can lead to.
Yes. Okay. But those conditions that it exacerbates may not lead to total blindness, but yes, it will lead to impairment of vision, but not total blindness.
Okay. So, viewers, we are here with Dr. Adda. Let me try and take some of your messages. Patience Pinstel. What causes either long or short-sightedness? Okay. So, Doc, that's a question for you. What causes either long or short-sightedness?
Okay. So that's not computer vision syndrome.
No, that is not computer vision syndrome.
Yeah. So long or short-sightedness. Long-sightedness is what we call hyperopia, and short-sightedness is myopia. So long-sightedness is just someone who is able to see something further but not able to see something that's close to them. And short-sightedness is someone who is able to see something that's close to them but not something that's far away. And that comes to the child who would go close to the TV. Most of them has. So the cause of these two conditions has to do with the shape of our eyeball. So most of the time it's not an external cause. Most of the time it's not an external cause. It has to do with the shape of the eyeball. And it has to do with the physics, like when you have a, you know, the shape of the eyeball. So like when you have a big eye, you know, like light is not able to focus on your retina, and so things are focused in front of your retina. And for long-sightedness, objects are focused at the back of your retina.
Okay.
So it has there's not much. It's not extrinsic. The causes are not extrinsic. Yes. But then let me just mention for myopia. For now, and I should have mentioned it in a myopia is the short-sightedness.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned it in the during the effects of computer vision syndrome.
Okay.
Studies are proving that because we are, and especially our children, because we are spending so much time in front of the computer, locked in front of the cell phones and the computer, it's possible that a lot of children are going to develop the short-sightedness or myopia. Yes, because we are so locked, our eyes are accommodated, we are not sort of, you know, God is wonderful. We have to he has a reason why we have to go out and play, look far, all that, because we are also training that aspect of your vision. And so if you are locked so much on the screen and all that, that could also lead to short-sightedness. So please, when especially our children and all of that, because the older people have already developed their eyeballs and all that. So this is especially important for the children. When they play using the computer screen and all that, let's encourage them to go out and play. They need to play around, you know. Yes, because prolonged use of the computer or the screens, studies are proving could lead to myopia.
Wow.
Yes. Or short-sightedness, yes. But then, short-sightedness and long-sightedness can easily be corrected with glasses. Yes, so if someone is not seeing well, please visit your eye doctor. A lot of the interventions for these eye issues are very cheap. I mean, very affordable, very, yes. So, yes.
Okay, so parents, please, you should control the way your children and even we ourselves use the computers, the mobile phones, the tablets. Take breaks, look elsewhere. Don't be glued to it, don't be locked onto it. That is the learning we are picking. So thank you for your question, though it is not part of what we are discussing immediately. All right, we have Belinda Grace Sukbe. Hello, doctor. I am very proud of you. My question is, at what age should a child be allowed to use a digital tablet and also to watch television? Wow.
This is a very difficult one.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a challenge.
No, but you need to help parents because it is difficult for parents these days. The children, even from 1 year, they want the computers, they want the laptops, they want your phone, and they always want to be on the phone. If you don't give it to them, they are crying. You need to help us.
This is a huge dilemma. This is, and doctors are worried. We are worried. I mean, and that's the trend that society is taking now. But we need to make a conscious effort. Let's try and minimize the screen time. Let's do all we can, because this question, as I just mentioned, studies are proving that the extended screen time could lead to short-sightedness. So let's do our best. It's difficult, but let's do our best.
Is asking about age. Is there like
Oh, I have not
before
seen
10?
No, I have not. I have not come across an age that says. But I mean, these days, how can you? I mean.
Okay, so let me turn the question that she's asking in a different way. Is there an age where we can say that your eye muscles are matured enough, you know, to be able to go out into the world and maybe do all the works that the eye has to do? Is there an age where you should not be exposed to certain how do you measure light? Certain radiant light rays.
Well, perhaps when they are very young, maybe before a year or before a year, or maybe when they are before. Yeah, maybe we need to, because of course we don't want to expose them too much to these ultraviolet rays and all that.
Wow.
Yes, so I mean, when they are little, we can control. I mean, and I think we are also to be we are part of the problem. Yeah, because a lot of the times the easy way out for us.
Of course, they'll stop crying.
Yes,
now.
they'll stop crying, and then you can do your other things and stuff. But there's a price to pay. So for the children, the most important thing is the outdoor, which I have mentioned.
Okay.
For them to be able to develop all those eye muscles and things. Okay. But then you mentioned at what age? Our sensitive period for eye development is from about birth to about 7 years and then to about 12 years. Those are sensitive periods.
Wow.
And so even a lot of these eye problems, that's when we are able to put in a lot of intervention before age 12.
Okay.
Yes, those are the sensitive.
Those can correct.
Those are, I mean, that's the sensitive period. That's when, you know, the muscles are developing, the eye is developing and all that. That's the sensitive period.
No, so if we want to answer this question directly,
I mean,
then we can say that 12 years. Because if your eye is still developing and you are exposing it to so much rays, that can cause harm.
Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, we can't say that children, I mean, it's not practical. We need to be practical.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying let's be measured. So you can control the screen time, you know, make the outdoor game or other play, even if it's not outdoor. They can read their book, they can play board games, they can do Owari and stuff. We need to break that cycle.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So minimize it.
Okay.
Minimize it, maybe to an hour a day, you know, when they are below. But now that the children are home, it's a real challenge. But let's try. Let's try.
Okay.
Let's try.
But you know, some tablets have been developed for children for their learning aid. So, you know, all these international schools, they have tablets and they have put syllabus on it. They have put all assignments on it. Are those ones developed with a certain minimal rays coming out of it so that the child can be exposed to it for longer hours?
No, I don't think so. I think those only have like child appropriate content. Okay. Yes, but I think it will be, well, it will be, you know, the truth is the rays that are coming out of the computer and all that is not too much. But the problem is our prolonged use.
Okay.
You know, if we are using it in control amount of times, then we are okay. But the problem is the prolonged use. So the key is still to minimize the use. Okay. Yes.
All right. So the key is the prolonged use. The prolonged use. That is not good for us. Either with a screen protector or a medicated glasses, prolonged use is just not good for us. Okay. The next question I see here is from Josephine Anuga. Please, Doc, what about the time you can see, but in the night, even when there is light, you still struggle to see? Let me take it again. What about daytime? You can see, but in the night, when there is light, you still struggle to see. Has that got anything to do with computer vision syndrome? So daytime you can see, but in the night, even with light, you are still struggling to see.
I think for such a person, we need to examine to find out why. Okay. It could be different things.
Okay.
So we need to examine to find out.
But clearly, it is a problem.
Yes. It's a concern. Yes. It needs to be attended to.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we have Joyce Dolly. She says, thank you for your teachings. I'm enjoying you from Greensboro, North Carolina, USA. Mama Joyce. All right. Thank you so much. So now we have gone international. Thank you for enjoying the program. Okay. So we have spoken about children. What about the very elderly? So if I have spent practically all my youthful years or my working years, on the computer, and I've gone on pension, maybe I am an accountant, so I'm still able to, do some little work and sign some things to get some pension allowance and all that. So the very elderly, how do we advise them as well?
So for the very elderly, almost all elderly people would have what we call presbyopia.
Okay.
It's a difficulty reading. So for such people, I advise that you have your eye checked so that you are up to date with your prescription glasses and you have the appropriate glasses for computer.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
That's the first one. Make sure you have the right glasses for the computer. And then take into account all the tips that I gave. So make sure that you've adjusted the text on your screen. Make sure that you are reducing glare. Make sure the lighting system is fine. Make sure your ergonomics is proper, so you are sitting properly. Your computer is at the appropriate distance from you and all that. Yes.
Okay.
So for them, I would say the first point is to make sure that you have your eye examined and corrected if you may need any glasses. And especially for them, sometimes they need special glasses for the computer.
Okay.
Yes, because with the computer we are dealing with intermediate distance. With reading is close, and then when the thing is far away, that's distance. Computer is intermediate.
Okay.
So you need to make sure you have the right, corrective glasses for your computer if you need them.
Okay. 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 So we have some audience here, and so there is a question. Please, can we have your question, please?
Doc. Hello, Doc. I have a question. Please, my question is that can the computer vision syndrome has affect the pressure of the eye? Can it increase the pressure, or can it have an effect on the pressure of the eye? Thank you.
Okay. So the pressure is something different. Yes.
Okay.
So computer vision syndrome would not typically affect the pressure of the eye. Yeah,
Okay.
not typically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to food. Are there some foods either to be avoided, or are there some foods that when we eat, even whilst we've been advised not to prolong, but in instances where we happen to prolong, are there some foods that we can be eating alongside that can help prevent
Okay, so there are foods that are good for the eye, food for the eye. So not specific only to computer vision syndrome, but good for the eye, for the general, health of the eye. So it would help you, maybe be it computer vision syndrome, be it other, conditions. So for the eye, we talk about colored food. Colored. So we talk about green leafy vegetables.
Okay.
We talk about any food that has color.
Every food has color.
No, carbohydrate foods don't have
so
color. They are all white.
so like yam is
Those
like
ones,
one of those colored. Okay.
Yes. So when we talk about fruits and vegetables. Yes, fruits and vegetables, and especially colored, dark green leafy vegetables
are good for the eye.
Very excellent for the eye and even the whole body. Dark green leafy vegetables.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like kontombre, like kale, like ademe, like bitter leaves. We have a lot around. Yes. So dark green leafy vegetables, and then colored vegetables and fruits. Carrots are very good for the eye. I know that one you've heard.
Yes, you've heard.
It has carotenoids that are very good for the retina of the eye.
Okay.
So carrots, and then blueberry, bilberries.
Okay.
Any fruits and vegetables are generally good. So, but the more the color, the better.
Okay. So like pawpaw.
Pawpaw is good.
Yeah.
Pawpaw is good. So when you see color, then you know that this thing is good for my eye. Yes. So that green leafy vegetables especially, and then fruits.
All right.
And then oil fish like salmon, like because of the we call omega good. Yes. So oily fish are also very good for the eye.
Okay.
Yeah. I think those are basic.
Okay.
And nuts. Sorry, nuts. Yes. Like avocados, like cashews, very good for the
eyes. All right. Yeah. So please snack on eyes, on nuts, and all. What about, we do a lot of, okay, not a lot of, but some people do alcohol and the eye.
Oh, alcohol does not have any good effect on the eye.
Any good effect? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So as much as possible.
Minimized.
Okay.
Yeah, moderation.
But if it doesn't have good, but does it have bad? Not directly.
Moderation.
Okay. Okay. So if you can stay away.
Yes.
If you have to, please moderation.
Yes.
Moderation. Okay. There's another question here. Christiana Taylor. Doc, thanks for the in-depth education on these eye issues. Hope we will adhere to these teachings to help improve our vision. God bless you. All right. So somebody is blessing you.
Thank you.
I receive it for you in 1,000-fold.
Thank you.
There is another one from Ernestina Dogbe. My suggestion to controlling the children will be to occupy them in other ways, playing Ludo, outdoor games, etc. Okay, I think Doctor alluded to that already. We should occupy them with, other activities outdoor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Computer vision syndrome. Curative measures. Can it be cured? Okay, is this something that cannot be cured? Is this something that is so threatening?
Okay, so remember when I was defining computer vision syndrome, I said it's due to prolonged use of the computer.
Yeah.
So most of the time, most people with computer vision syndrome would have symptoms season when they stop using the computer. Most people.
Season.
Yes, so they will be fine, the syndrome will cease. They will be fine when they stop using the computer.
Okay.
Because the main cause of the syndrome is the use of the computer.
All right.
So most people would be fine. And you'd realize a lot of people who even have it, when they come home and they sleep, they are fine, and then they, when they start using the screen again, it comes back. So yes, the first one is when you cease using the computer. But again, that's not practical.
Yeah.
I mean, in this new age that we are in. So the other thing is to make sure that you have, and I keep on coming to that, all underlying eye problems managed.
Resolved, yeah.
Yes, resolved. Yes, because if you don't, it's going to bring out other issues, and so have that resolved. And also, it can be also some people need what we call vision therapy. There are some people whom, you remember I mentioned that when you are using the computer, we are accommodating.
Yes.
Or we are focusing. Our eyes are locked up in a certain position. Yeah. So some people need some vision therapy that your doctor will help you do. They are just eye exercises that would strengthen the muscles of the eye, or that would enhance eye-brain coordination.
Okay.
Yes, so that's also a treatment for some people.
Okay.
And then I think, and then do the things that I spoke about. Yes. So basically, the treatment is taking care of underlying problems, the vision therapy, and then there is laser therapy, but we don't do that in our part of the. So, and then yes, the most important is anti-reflective glasses.
Okay.
Or blue block glasses. Now, technology keeps on moving ahead. And so these anti-reflective glasses block out the glare.
Okay.
And remember I said computer vision syndrome arises mostly from the glare.
Okay.
Because the glare would reduce the contrast and all that.
Okay.
So when you have these anti-reflective glasses on, it means you are free from the glare.
Okay.
And even now, there is new invention where there is the blue cut lenses. So the blue cut lenses already would have the anti-reflective, and it cuts out all the blue light, you know,
Okay.
in the UV ray,
Okay.
in the ray pathway. Yes.
Okay.
And the blue cut lenses sort of relaxes you. It
Wow.
helps you to sleep better.
Okay.
Yes. So there are things that would help. There are interventions.
Okay.
And sometimes when you have these interventions like the blue cut lenses, anti-reflective lenses, or your screen filter, you are fine. Some people with just that they don't feel any problems again when they use their computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we are learning a lot. Viewers, the blue cut lenses are available. You should use them. When you go for your glasses, make sure there is anti-reflective if you use the computers a lot. Okay, Doug, let me ask this one. You keep mentioning about tuning our screens. Is it that when it comes to the contrast, we should raise it, or it is that we should reduce it? When it comes to the brightness, should we raise it? Should we reduce it? I mean, how should it be?
Okay. So I'm sure as you tune, you would find your own comfort level. I also mentioned that different people have different thresholds.
Okay.
But then for the light intensity, it's better you reduce it.
Okay.
For the contrast, you tune it to a point where you are very comfortable. You realize that you are comfortable, because my comfortable may not be your comfortable. And then you could also increase your font,
Okay.
so that you don't have to put in too much effort to focus.
Okay.
Yes. So yes. So you look at your contrast to a point that suits you, that makes you very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes. You increase your font size, and then you reduce the light intensity. Because if the light is too much, you know, it's
not good.
no,
It's not good for the
too
eye.
much,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. There's another message here. Anastasia Menyaovo. Hi, Doc. Hi, Dr. Adda. I'm enjoying the discussion. Personally, I think alcohol is bad for the eye, because when you are tipsy or drunk, your eye cannot see clearly, and you may fall into the gutter. so based on that, alcohol is bad for the eye.
Okay.
Bad for the ie. Doc, what do you say to that?
I agree.
You agree with her? Auntie Anas, we agree with you. Okay. So, viewers, it's been a wonderful evening. This is Time with the Youth. Time with the Youth. So, next Friday, we have a musical concert. So we are not going to have the traditional time with the youth that you see here, but we have a musical concert. You are invited to join in the chapel. We are going to see Father Generous doing his thing. You know, he's a very good musician. He plays the piano, he can sing. We have Father Emmanuel Mary. Father Emmanuel Mary, I was telling Father J that I didn't know he could sing to the extent that he performs with it. So let's come and see what is embedded in Father Emmanuel Mary. And then we also have Father Emmanuel Kofi. For him, I know he plays the piano a lot those days, you know, with the choir and all. I didn't know that now he has upgraded. So let us empty ourselves. Let us praise God. It's been covered and it is time for us to come together, sing praises to God, and praise God. So you are invited. Next week Friday, the chapel will be opened. It will also be streamed live, and we are looking forward to seeing you. So, Doc, what will be your final words before we leave?
Okay, so thank you. My final words are: have your eye tested at least once every 2 years to correct any underlying problem. Let's adhere to the 20-20-20 rule. And then let's take 15 minutes break when you use the screen for 2 hours.
20-20-20 rule.
Yes.
And 15 minutes break when you go for an extended period of 2 hours.
Yes.
There's this question I think I should take before we leave. Christiana Taylor says again that, Doc, can the early morning sun, into bracket vitamin D, help improve our eyes? If yes, how long should one face the sun?
I don't think we need to consciously face the sun.
Okay.
I mean, yes, the early morning sun, the sun before 12,
yeah.
That's the one that's good that we get the vitamin D from. I think per normal activities, I think what we get is enough.
Okay.
Going out, yes, we don't.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Matilda Adda. She is an optometrist and a public health practitioner. She works at the Achimota Hospital and also at the Total Vision Eye Care. Any special doc, any special package for those who are watching and want to come to the Total Vision Eye Care?
Oh yes. If you are watching and you want to just reference this program, and you'll be entitled to a free eye screening.
Whoa, free eye screening. Yeah. Wow. This program is full of blessings. This program is full of blessings. So this is Time with the Youth. You are either watching on Father January YouTube page, or you are watching on the Corpus Christi Facebook page. So thank you so much for watching. We will see all of you again on Friday for the musical concert. Until then, it's bye-bye from us. See you on Friday.
Sasa